how's business?
When the Paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity, but they let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even one gold piece off them. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up. It's only a small consolation that the Paladins are paying my hotel bill.
Really, how interesting.
What's the problem with the farmers?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course. And Onar, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they'd simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers. I saw them as I was passing Akil's farm.
That's not what
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now.
Who says things like that?
Where will I find Akil's farm?
Really, how
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway. It leads up to Akil's farm. But I wouldn't go there now. The mercenaries are certainly still there.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Show me your wares.
Go away, don't tell me that. That's an open secret. Someone's got to do the work.
Everybody knows by now.
Go away, don't tell me that.
He simply talks too much.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
But that's terrible.
He can't keep anything to himself.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
These are bad times.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Really, how interesting.
It's
Hey,
gonna get even worse.
He can't keep
Don't you have a job to do? First, foist the letter onto Sarah, and then go to Andre and accuse her. Do that, and don't try to cheat me. You would regret it.
And he works all day, too.
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal. Sarah is selling weapons to Onar.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace? Do you have proof of that?
She has a letter in her pocket which details the delivery of arms to him.
She won't get away with that. I shall have her arrested.
Guards on the gates are ordered to interpret the law in the strictest sense in order to prevent unauthorized entry.
Everybody knows by now.
That's not what I heard.
Everybody knows by now.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Well done. Sarah is where she belongs. I have taken over her goods, so if you need a weapon, come to me.
We can't take care of everything.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
That's not what my husband thinks. We can't take care of everything for everybody. Who says things like that?
He can't keep anything to himself.
Everybody knows by
What are you doing here?
I wouldn't know how that is any of your business. Get lost!
He'd better shut up.
That's not what my husband thinks.
I am Hakon, the weapons dealer. Every man should carry a weapon these days, especially when venturing outside of the city walls.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there. Because of the bandits, for one thing. And also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Really, how interesting.
Do you know anything about the Paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most. They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than 1.5 feet. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the Paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman. Without pay.
I won't tell
He
you.
thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
He works all day too.
That's what I've always said.
Don't tell this to anyone.
What do you know about the bandits?
That's not what my
What
husband
do
thinks.
I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city.
tell her a thing.
And I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks
Everybody
for quite
knows
a while. The militia tried to track them down,
Someone's
but
gotta
without
do the
any
work.
success.
He had better shut up.
Really, how interesting.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That's what I've always said.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That's not what I heard.
Someone's got to do the work.
That's not what I heard.
Innos be with you,
Really? How
stranger.
interesting.
If you're looking for a good selection for the traveler, then you're in the right place. But I'm warning you, if you're planning on helping yourself without paying,
Don't tell me that.
I'll call the city guard.
Just a moment. Do I look like a
And he
thief?
works all day
Bah! You won't be the first one to make off with my
These are
things
bad
today.
times.
That's not what my husband thinks.
He can't keep anything to himself.
You don't say.
Hey, you! Why are you looking so doubtful?
I see that you bear the sign of the Ring of Water.
So, are you a member too?
What if I am?
Then I would tell you that Lares wants to be relieved from his post down at the harbor.
Don't say.
Fine. If that's so, I'll see to it that somebody deals with it.
I see.
You don't say.
That's not what my husband thinks.
What's so great?
Everybody knows by now. Don't tell this to anyone.
Who says things like that? Everybody knows that.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. Say.
It works. That's what I've always said.
Hey, you!
I don't believe that.
I have talked to Baltram. He will find someone to relieve you.
Very good. Then we can finally leave here. You had better keep my aquamarine ring for now. Who knows? You might want to join us.
He had better.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me.
That's
But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
He simply talks too much.
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the
That's
barrier.
terrible.
And they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
You don't say.
What's it like to belong to the Ring?
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Khorinis. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do. The only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members
That's what I've
are.
always said.
We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
I witnessed it myself.
I see.
I don't believe
Okay, let's go.
He can't keep anything
Where?
to himself.
That's an open secret.
To Onar's farm.
Then let's go.
I can't take
Follow
care of
me.
everything for everybody. That's not what I heard.
That's an open secret. Don't tell this to anyone.
But Enos beheld what Beliar had done, and he also bestrode the land and chose the human.
What my husband thinks.
That's not what my husband thinks. Who says things like that?
He simply talks too much. I don't believe that.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. Go away. Don't tell me that.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Another one of those beasts.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing there.
Come here, you filthy beast. So much for you, filthy beast.
Nothing to plunder.
Another one of those beasts.
Nothing to be had there.
So much for you, filthy beast.
Nothing there.
Look who's just turned up. The farmer boy. You're just in time.
Who are you anyway?
That's none of your business. If I wanted to tell you who I am, I'd have done it already. Got it?
What do you want from me? Are you still having problems with the city guards?
I'll give you problems, you punk. I'm looking for a fellow. He isn't anywhere to be found in the city, and these losers here don't have a clue either. He's thin, dark-haired, and he usually wears red armor. As far as I know, he used to be a prisoner in the colony. I think his name starts with a D.
I used to say that myself.
That's all just gossip.
You don't have to tell me.
You're talking about Diego.
It could be that that's his name. I'm not sure. I'll probably only know when I see him.
Anything else?
Yeah, you big mouth. Is there something else? I need weapons, I need provisions, and gold wouldn't be bad either.
His decision was
That's
Gold? We all want gold.
Could be. And what would you do with it? Drink your way through it in a tavern, or blow it in the brothel if I'm any judge.
And you have a better plan, huh?
You would crawl under a rock if you knew all I've done. So none of that cheek, or I'll shut your big mouth for you.
That was no big deal.
Didn't you find a weapons dealer in the city?
You can't be serious. They only have junk.
No big deal.
Here's 10 gold coins.
You poor sucker. You can keep your dough. I have a better idea. There's a cave not far from here. I've been around here before, and I buried my stuff in a few places. The cave is too dangerous for me alone. I want you to help me with it.
I couldn't get away with that.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Tell me that isn't true.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
So, here we are. So, the rest of the way you can manage alone. I have to get back to the city. I've got a few things to take care of. Just follow this road here. And remember, stand up for yourself and don't take any crap, and it'll be smooth sailing.
Nothing you can do about it.
Let's visit the cave.
Come with me.
That doesn't surprise me.
You don't have to tell me that.
Nothing amazes me
One less monster around.
Nothing there. Nothing there.
All right, friend. Here's the cave. And here's a pick for you. I buried the stuff somewhere in there. X marks the spot. What are you waiting for? Go inside and get the stuff.
What about you then?
Someone has to guard our backs. And now, in you go. There's another loose scummy beast.
One less monster around.
Nothing there.
Hey, what are you waiting for? Go inside and get the stuff.
Nothing there.
There's another of those scummy beasts. There's another of those scummy beasts. There's another of those scummy beasts. There's another of those scummy beasts.
No idea. You tell me. Have you ever asked?
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Just look at that mess under the bridge over there. I haven't seen anything like it in my entire life. Those swine should be exterminated, I tell you.
What happened?
I was traveling with my helpers when those horrible brutes came jumping on my cart out of the blue and butchered everybody. I'm lucky that I still know how to dish out a decent right hook, or they would have killed me too.
Who were those people?
The bandits. Who else? They took over the bridge up there. They rob everybody who tries to pass the bridge. I knew they were lurking up there, so I passed under the bridge instead. But my cart and my goods must have been too tempting for them. Those scumbags simply jumped from the bridge directly onto my cart. I should have tried to steal past in the night.
That stuff there under the bridge is yours?
The cart, the goods, everything.
Look, I collected some of your stuff for you.
You can keep it. None of it is really of any value to me. The only thing that's irreplaceable are the 3 stone tablets they stole from me.
Stone tablets?
The water mage in town wants to buy them from me, and I promised he'd get them. I must have them back at any cost, or my reputation will be tarnished.
What would a water mage want with them?
He said he was going to study them, and asked me to bring him more.
Where did you get those stone tablets?
I found them near old buildings, such as mausoleums or sometimes in caves. I've already sold a whole bunch of them to the water mages in town. They're pretty rare down here, though. I found most of them northeast of Khorinis.
Why don't you simply go looking for new ones?
During that melee with the bandits, I sprained my ankle. I can still hobble along, but I don't want to walk very far on this foot.
Are you a citizen of the town?
Haven't been in ages, boy. There's no love lost between me and the corrupt swine in the upper quarter of Khorinis. I used to have quite a bit of influence there, you know, but that was months ago.
About those stone tablets, I've got one here.
Thank you. Now I'm still missing 2. I'll pay you for them, of course.
You managed to drive back the bandits?
Yes, but I'm sure they're still up there on the bridge.
Can you teach me how to hit hard like that?
Of course I can.
Show me how I can hit harder.
All right, but you'll owe me for that. Help me save my reputation and bring back my stone tablets. Then I can show you how to make better use of your strength in combat.
I used to say that myself. No idea. You tell me. He thinks this is easy.
Hey, not so fast. Strolling about alone out here is dangerous. Where do you come from?
That's none of your business.
If you say so. But don't go whining about it afterwards if somebody skins you. Have a nice day.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
These are bad times.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Show me your wares.
Typical, isn't it?
Really? How interesting.
That's not what I heard.
He simply talks too much.
Someone's got to do the work.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Go away, don't tell me that.
And it's gonna get even worse.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
That's not what my husband thinks.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That's an open secret.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
And he works all day, too.
Really? How interesting.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
I couldn't care less.
And
Hey, you
Beliar
wait,
spoke
you look familiar
another
to me.
creature.
What do you want?
Adanos
I've
brought
seen your
forth the
face
tide,
before
and
somewhere,
the creature was
right?
washed from the face of the earth.
Here, we found this picture on some bandits we picked up a few days
But
ago.
with it, the trees
Looks a lot
and
like you.
animals were
Apparently,
also washed
those guys
away,
were looking for
and
you.
a deep sadness overcame Adanos.
No, you've got to be mistaken. Everything's fine with me.
And
Whatever
thus
you say,
spake
stranger.
Adanos to his
But if that
brothers,
happens to be your mug
"Never
after
again
all, and if
shall
you have
you
some
walk
problems,
upon my
keep them
land,
outside of
for
this
it is
town.
sacred.
Things are difficult
And
enough
so
here as it
shall
is.
it be.
And strangers who bring trouble into the city
But the
don't
human
stay here long.
And the beast
I hope I make
waged
myself
war
clear.
upon the land of Adanos, and the wrath of the gods was with them.
It's been known a long
The
time.
humans slew the beast.
Where did you pick that up then?
But no, he insisted he knew better. Hardly know who to believe these days. Nobody will learn anything from me. Really didn't deserve that. I can't help it. Nobody ever asked for my
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
But he knew that all along.
hardly know who to believe these days.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
I'm in enough trouble as it is. I don't believe this is going to change.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I can't believe that.
He can't keep anything to himself. Everything for everybody.
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
Well, lend me some money.
Sure, how much would you like? I charge 20%.
1,000 gold coins.
You got a couple of screws loose or something? I'll give you 100. And don't forget, I want it back tomorrow.
You always throw your money at people like that?
Don't worry, you'll be back. Otherwise, I'll find you and kill you. It's that simple. You've got such a distinctive mug that it wouldn't take long for me to find you. So don't even think about playing around with me.
Leave everything here.
I'd have gone about it differently.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
But Adonos saw that order and chaos were now unequal, and he
Really should
bade
have known
Enos
better.
to take his divine power from the human.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
I've got to go.
Suit yourself.
Show me your wares.
It can't go on like this forever. Don't say you didn't know that. There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around. There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around.
Nothing there. Nothing there.
To plunder. Nothing
there.
there.
There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing there. Nothing to plunder. Nothing there. I think I've found something.
What took you so long? Found anything yet?
Yes, I dug up a small bag of gold.
Give it here.
Here you are.
Great, so they're still there. You're not all that useless after all. Okay, listen. I've buried even more, and I want you to get it for me. Let's see. There's an islet in the small lake with the two waterfalls. One of my caches should be there. There are two more spots where I buried something further up, in the high pastures. One spot is behind the farm up there, and the other one's next to the entrance to the pass by the waterfalls. There are stairs leading down from the fields of the farmer up there to those of the landowner. There's another cache in the hollow where the stairs end. I'll wait for you at the crossroads by the landowner's fields. Don't fail me. You'll regret that, Buster.
Wait a minute. One more thing.
First, get me the stuff I buried, then we can talk.
Nothing there.
One less monster around.
Nothing there. Nothing to be had there.
There's another of those. One less monster around.
What do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who wants to know?
I'm Buster, one of Lee's mercenaries. And you had better be a little nicer to me, or I'll have your hide. All right. What do you want here?
I know Lee.
Everyone knows Lee. That doesn't mean a thing, pal. Right now, you're talking to me. So where are you headed?
If you say so. I'm on my way to see the landowner.
Indeed. You don't look all that dangerous to me.
You've got that right.
Yep. Over the years, you learn to spot these things, buddy. We get to fight orcs here more often than not. Or the guards from town. Persistent little bastards they are.
Impressive.
That's our business, kid. We even produce our own weapons and armor. We defy death every day. But a country bumpkin like you wouldn't know about that.
Whatever you say.
Get a move on, you wimp!
Is it really true?
Been there, done that.
All that matters is strength. How are things?
So. Those mercenaries aren't much help, really. I had expected them to have a little more guts, at least. But they're just a bunch of braggarts and loudmouths, if you ask me. So what about those things I buried? Have you found them yet?
No, not all of them.
Then hurry up, will you? It can't be all that difficult.
What was your business with the mercenaries?
I already told you I'm looking for this fellow in red armor. But the idiots here have no idea what I'm talking about.
Where do you think you're going?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Suit yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me. I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now, every one of them has paid my toll.
I have come to join you.
Nice for you. Do you understand that the mercenaries are going to vote whether you get to join them or not?
Will you vote for me?
But then, why not? 50 gold pieces is a fair price for a vote, don't you think?
But he knew that all along.
Do you really believe that?
Don't say you didn't know that. Don't say you didn't know that.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I'm not telling you anything new.
It was just
Hey,
like you said.
where do you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
There, done that.
Same old thing all over again.
It can't go on like this forever.
No one really wants to hear that.
He really should have known better.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
You can't rely on that.
That's no secret.
But no, he insisted he knew
that all
better.
along.
You just have to listen.
I used to say that myself.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
No one really wants to hear that.
That will never change.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Fresh cannon fodder. Then go on in. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else. But above all, leave Onar alone. He doesn't like it when people talk to him without being asked. Especially not guys like you.
Who to believe these days? I can't believe that.
You can't rely on that.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I'd have gone about it differently.
Don't say you didn't know that.
You don't have to tell me that.
If you have a problem with wolves or field raiders, go talk to one of the younger mercenaries. You can come to me when the paladins show up here.
What?
Whenever one of you peasants comes to me, it's always about slaughtering innocent beasts.
I'm not a peasant.
Oh? What is it you want then?
I want to become a mercenary.
You look more like someone who'd been born to work in the field, boy. Can you wield a weapon then? So, how about one-handed weapons?
Well...
And two-handed weapons then?
I'm surely gonna get better.
In other words, you're a damn greenhorn. Each mercenary needs to be able to rely on his comrades. All our lives depend on that. As long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong place here.
I've heard that you belong to the Ring of Water.
What rat has not been able to keep his big trap shut?
Lares said you could help me if I told you that I reside beneath his wing.
Looks like I've got a deal with you now, doesn't it? All right, so what do you need? And be damn careful about what you tell me. For if I don't like what I hear, I just might skin you alive.
You could help me to get accepted by the mercenaries.
I can just see it now. Right, I'll try. What else?
That's all.
That shouldn't be too hard. And woe betide you if I hear that you can't keep your trap shut. And I'm only saying this once, understand?
Teach me how to fight.
I only train mercenaries or worthy candidates.
That's not what I heard.
Help me become a mercenary.
Let me think. You've got to get past Torloff if you want to make any progress here. Have you already seen Torloff about it?
Not really.
So go ahead. Take care of it and then come back here.
I'm no better off myself.
It was just like you said.
That's been known all along.
I'm not touching that.
What do you want from me?
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him. He never would have thought of that.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
Is it really true? Nothing amazes me.
Can you help me improve my abilities?
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat.
That's
A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength
Nothing amazes
properly.
me anymore.
The same is true for dexterity and ranged weapons.
Can't believe that.
I want to improve my abilities.
I'm no better off myself.
Of course we got him in the end.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Come back once you've had more experience.
Where did you pick that?
He
Good.
doesn't even know.
Now you can use your abilities better.
All that matters is
It can't go on like this forever.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
No.
Then what are you blathering at me for?
I'm not touching that. I've heard a thing.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
That's the first I've heard of it.
That was obvious all
That was quite obvious.
That was obvious all along.
This is gonna change.
I want to become a mercenary.
Have you gotten better by now? So, how about one-handed weapons?
Well,
And two-handed weapons then?
I'm surely gonna get better.
In other words, you're a damn greenhorn. Each mercenary needs to be able to rely on his comrades. All our lives depend on that. As long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong place here.
I can't believe that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I can't believe that.
Help me become a mercenary.
Let me think. You've got to get past Torloff if you want to make any progress here. Have you already seen Torloff about it?
Not really.
So go ahead. Take care of it and then come back here.
I believe this is gonna change. I'm in enough trouble as
That's
it
been
is.
known a long time.
Wouldn't be so sure.
That's all just gossip.
He didn't get that from me.
No, he insisted.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
That himself.
I've heard a thing or two.
Everything fine with you?
If it's something important, go talk to Lee. Otherwise, leave me alone.
All that matters is strength. So don't tell me that.
That's the first I've heard of it. Where did you pick that up then?
Bad business. That's really not my problem.
Enough trouble as it is.
Damn it.
No idea.
That
You
all
tell me.
alone.
That's not what I heard. You hardly know who to believe these days.
You just have to
believe
listen.
everything you hear.
And there's more, believe me.
That's not what I heard.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
Know how to hold a sword.
He didn't get that from me.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
Sure.
He got caught by the Paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with Paladins and Orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
I absolutely must talk to the Paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the Paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the Paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the Paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
I agree with you completely.
How can you help me get to the Paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the Paladins, and you'll do me a favor. But first, join us.
That was obvious all along.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the Paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
He ran like Beliar himself was after him.
He listened to the wrong people.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's one or two things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us.
All just gossip.
But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
That's not what I heard.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
That's not what I heard.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Tell me you didn't know that.
He ran like Beliar himself was after him.
He doesn't even know.
Hey, you! Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine. So here we go. There are two things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Anymore.
I couldn't care less.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
It can't go on like this forever.
What are the rules for a duel?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their weapons before the first blow. You can't just go and belt one of the men without warning. There has to be some sort of spoken challenge, an insult, or another reason to fight. None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that, unless one of the two gets killed in the duel.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
That's all just gossip.
I can't say that myself.
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for 2 reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
That's not telling you anything new.
Let me collect the rent.
Good. Listen, the farmer Sekab hasn't paid his rent to Onar for weeks. Onar wants him to cough up 50 gold pieces. Any questions?
Where is Sekob's farm?
In the north of the valley. Looking from here, that's to the right at the big crossroads. If you have problems, the farmers in the fields will help you find your way around the area.
Now we'll pick that up then.
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see. It's Cord's opinion that you first need to learn how to handle weapons better. Sentenza will vote for you. He says you were a very reasonable man. Raul's against you. I think he can't stand you. I don't need to say anything about Silvio and Bolko. Those 2 morons are against everyone. Buster said you chickened out when he challenged you. That's not a good idea. Maybe you should go back to the outpost and challenge him. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. Most of them are just waiting to see if you pass the test. You're far from done, kid. If you want us to accept you, you'll have to do something for it.
Where did you pick that up then?
Nothing amazes me anymore.
That's the first I've heard of it.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
It was his decision.
Will it ever change?
Help me become a mercenary.
Let me think. You've got to get past Torloff if you want to make any progress here. Have you already seen Torloff about it?
Yes, that's with the test and everything.
What test would that be?
I'm supposed to collect the rent at Sekob's farm.
Ah, yes. That's easy. Listen, come back tomorrow. I'll have taken care of it by then. But you're going to have to do something for me in return.
And what would that be?
Not far from here, to the southeast, there's a small bandit camp in the mountains. If you go southeast from here, you'll soon see the tower there. One of my people, Patrick, left several days ago to do business with those varmints. Well, I told him it was a rotten idea. But that idiot wouldn't listen to me. I assume they've made short work of him. But I don't know for sure. You're going to find out for me.
And what makes you so sure that they won't make short work of me, too?
The fact that I know the name of their leader. It's Dexter. You'll simply claim that you know the guy. His men will think twice before they wring your neck just for the heck of it. It could still get dangerous, of course, but you can handle that.
You can't rely on everything you hear.
Halt! You can't go through here.
I want to talk to your leader.
Oh, I see. You want to talk to my boss. Well, then of course I'll let you through. But only if you know his name. Because if you don't, I'll be obliged to kill you. Well?
Dexter.
Well, I guess you know the boss. Okay, I'll let you through. But I'm warning you, you get too close to anybody, you won't get out of here alive. So take a deep breath and leave your weapons where they are. You'll find Dexter in the house.
What does he know about duty? I'm staying out.
He was falling down drunk. He should have known.
Get out of my sight.
It had to happen sooner or later.
You don't have to ask me that.
Look who's here, the great emancipator. Well, hero, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for a few answers.
I never thought you'd come here voluntarily.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I've been looking for you. Haven't you seen any of my wanted posters? They all bear your mug. Oh yes, you're very much wanted. Didn't you know that?
So, what do you want from me?
Me? Nothing whatsoever. But my boss is hell-bent on seeing you dead. So he wants me to find you and bring him your head.
A mercenary named Patrick's been seen here.
Patrick, huh? No idea what you're talking about. I do recall some loud-mouthed mercenary who hung out with the boys out there sometimes, but I haven't seen him in ages. Maybe he got himself hanged at last. I wouldn't know.
Your boss? Who's that supposed to be?
Wouldn't you just love to know that? Yes, I can imagine. I don't see any reason why I should tell you.
I don't believe a word you're saying.
Hey, it's true. I swear on my mother's grave.
There's this fellow with an eye patch. He's looking for you.
Everybody's looking for me. I couldn't care less. If that guy has some business with me, let him come here.
You can't rely on that.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
You can't rely on that. Things would have turned out different. That'll never change. No one really wants to hear that.
That's all just gossip.
Tell me that isn't true.
You have to step in and sort things out.
No one really wants to hear that.
That was no big deal.
He really didn't deserve that.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him. He listened to the wrong people.
You can't rely on
I went to see Dexter.
And?
There was no trace up there of your buddy Patrick. Dexter remembered him, but he said it had been ages since he'd seen him.
And you're sure that Dexter didn't lie to you?
No, I'm not. But this is all I can tell you.
I don't get it. He seems to have vanished off the face of the earth. Well, you've kept your side of the bargain.
What about Torloff's test now?
Don't worry, you can go back to Torloff. Your task is fulfilled and you've passed the test. I told you I would take care of it.
Teach me how to fight.
I only train mercenaries or worthy candidates.
Nobody wants to know.
It can't go on like this forever. I've heard a thing or
Do
two.
you really believe that?
You just have to listen.
That was obvious all along. How are things?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I used to deal in swamp wheat back in the colony. Remember?
I'm not telling you anything new.
That was no big.
And what are you dealing in now?
Ah, don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp wheat with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest.
As easy as that.
I'm pretty sure it was that photo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
Been there, done that.
Better off myself. What are you going to do about the thief then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
And that's the truth.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony, too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
No idea. You tell me.
I want to become one of you no matter what.
You already know that we take a vote on every new recruit.
What are you hinting at?
Well, I haven't had anything to smoke in a long time. Bring me a few swamp weed reefers and you got my vote. You can surely scare some up someplace.
That doesn't surprise me.
Believe everything you hear.
About the swamp weed.
And there's more. Believe me.
I'll see what I can do.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Hey!
The things I could tell you.
You listen to the wrong people. Do you really believe that?
This is gonna change.
That's all just gossip. He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
You have to step in and sort
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you.
That's
From the colony. What do you want here?
I'm not telling you anything new.
wouldn't be so
That's
sure.
the truth.
I never knew that.
I've got my own opinion about that.
Can you teach me anything?
I can teach you a few tricks in handling a bow if you want. I don't have anything better to do right now anyway.
I'm not telling you anything new.
wants to know.
I'm no better off myself.
I want to learn more about archery.
Better off myself.
What should I teach you?
You don't have to tell me that.
I never knew that.
I've got my own
I
opinion
couldn't get
about
away with that.
That's all
I've
just
heard a thing
gossip.
or two.
That's been known a
Same
long
old
time.
thing, all over again.
Nobody will learn anything from
It
me.
can't go on like
Same
this
old
forever.
thing all over again.
A man like Beliar
Nobody will
himself
learn
was
anything
Ah,
from
but I'm
me.
staying out of it.
That was obvious all along.
I hardly know
I've
what
got
to
no
believe
time for
anymore.
things like that.
It can't go on like this
That's
forever.
been known a
And
long
that's
time.
the truth.
That's no secret.
Yeah, he really said
I'm
that.
not touching
Can't rely on that.
That's not what I heard. That was obvious all
Same
along.
old thing, all over again.
Yeah, he really said
It was
that.
just like you said.
It's a bad
He
business.
really didn't deserve
I'm
that.
not telling you
No one
anything
really
new.
wants to hear
You just
that.
have to listen.
All that matters is
I want to learn more about archery.
tell me that.
What should I teach you?
Can't believe that.
The things I could tell you.
Believe me.
I already thought as much.
Come back when you have more experience.
Step in and sort things out.
There you go. Your aim is more accurate already.
That's his strength.
You really didn't
You don't have to
deserve
tell me
that.
that.
That's all
Where did you
just
pick that up then?
I've come to join you.
Why not? I've got nothing against it. Anyway, you freed our mine from the guards back then.
That's the first I've heard of it.
But don't count on getting along with the others here so easily.
I'm not telling you anything
A
new.
lot of newbies have come along since then. And some of the old mercenaries won't remember you. I almost didn't recognize you. You look rather haggard.
When the barrier fell, I barely got away with my life.
That all along.
He never would have thought.
Looks like you got lucky then.
Yeah, he really said that.
Of course we got him in the
Things I
end.
could tell you.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
Is it really true?
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Nobody.
Hello, pretty girl.
Just where did you escape from?
Nobody will learn anything from me. He doesn't see that.
They say you are revolting against the king.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves. The militia never helped us anyway. They only came here to drag off our provisions.
All over again.
What kind of work is to be had here on the farm?
My father pays money to all the men who help defend the farm. Are you interested? You don't look like someone who has a passion for field labor.
How much does your father pay?
You'd have to negotiate that with him. All I know is that each mercenary here gets paid every day.
I agree with you completely. Yeah, he really said that.
Mustn't believe everything.
Are there any rules here that I should stick to?
You don't touch anything here that isn't yours. You stay away from the areas that are none of your business. And if you must pick a fight, stick to the mercenaries. If you start a brawl with the farmers, everybody here will be against you.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing, understood?
Yeah, he really said that.
Has anything significant happened lately?
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer allowed to sell anything in town. So now I'm staying here on the farm and selling my wares to visitors only.
Nothing amazes me anymore. That was obvious all along.
I'm not touching that.
Is it really true?
It was just like...
Is it really true?
Tell me that isn't true.
Nobody ever else.
How are things?
What do you want from me, weenie?
No idea. You tell me.
I want to join the mercenaries.
There's no place for wimps around here.
Same old thing. All over again.
Can't believe that.
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
Listen, boy. It takes a lot of strength to wield a two-handed weapon. Why don't you slink off to the pasture for a game of ring around the rosy with the sheep?
No idea. You tell me.
Do you really believe that? I agree with you completely.
Hey, what do you want?
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
That's no secret.
I want to join up with Lee.
Lee won't have much to say around here if he keeps on this way.
What do you mean?
He wants us all to sit around here and twiddle our thumbs. Intimidate a few farmers now and then, and that's it. Silvio always says offense is the best defense, and damn right he is.
It can't go on like this forever.
I used to say that myself.
Who is Silvio?
Our next leader, if you ask me. If you plan on asking him if you can join us, forget it. You look like you're barely good for herding sheep.
I can't believe that.
That's not what I heard.
I used to say that myself.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
Been there, done that.
I can't believe that.
Same old thing. All over again.
Things I could tell you.
What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself. And the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll survive.
Are you a good fighter?
I'm fair with a sword, but with a bow, I'm very good. Why do you ask?
Where's the nest?
In the middle of the field here, in the big rock.
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
I want to join you.
Oh, so that's the way it is. You want to prove how good you are. All right. Let's attack the beast together.
He never would have thought of that himself.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
He simply needs to practice more.
No idea. You tell me.
He never would have thought of that himself.
He really should have known better.
I think I've found something.
can't rely on that.
I agree with you completely.
That will never change.
That's been known a long time.
It had to happen sooner or later.